Everybody, welcome back to a North Texas Weather Center forecast, and today we'll be going over that potential for several chances of showers, storms, severe weather all across the southern plains over the next 10 to 15 days, and it's going to be an increased amount of activity across the southern plains. So there's a lot to get to in this forecast, again including that potential for severe weather as early as Friday, showers and storms possible as early as Thursday. More details on all of that in just a moment, but let's get started with what's going on right now across the United States as of at least Tuesday night. So you can see, as of right now, the United States is looking, at all different types of patterns. Now, our strong cold front that we saw earlier this week, closer to areas like North Texas, with that strong cold front, as well as the showers and storms that brought several inches of rain, is now well back out to our east. You can see the trough is well back out to our east now, closer to the Appalachian Mountains. This is moving off to the east. Some little areas of severe weather has been ongoing throughout the day today, really across the Carolinas as well as Virginia. So anywhere east of the Appalachian Mountains has seen a little bit of some shower and storm activity there. But other than that, this is all going to be moving off to the northeast as we go out throughout the next couple of days. Now, closer areas in the south, we're looking at a little bit of a shower and a little storm activity in the southern portions of Texas. This is pretty typical for this time of the year, mainly due to the fact all of that Gulf of Mexico moisture is coming out because of the southerly winds. That's going to bring that little potential for some showers and storms. Now, a high pressure system is dominating, though, otherwise across really all of the central and eastern plains, and as well as the Ohio Valley. So it's much drier in those regions, again, because of that high pressure system there. Let's take a look in the future radar and everything that you know, though, over the next several days. As you know, the southerly wind will return across really all of the southern plains, and that's going to be fueling that moisture again out of the Gulf of Mexico. We'll start to see dew points rise over the next few days. Now, as of today, dew points across North Texas, for example, are only in the 40s. So we're going to start to see a big increase in that as early as really tomorrow, but we should see a bigger increase on Thursday. You can see dew points back into the 60s by Thursday. Friday, they'll rise even a little bit more, prompting that potential for maybe some severe weather with all ingredients in place, except there might be a strong cap. More on that in just a moment again. Take a look at late Friday. You can see dew points again still pretty high. By early Saturday, you can see dew points as high as the upper 60s and maybe even low 70s. So we'll get a lot more humid as we head into next week. By Sunday and Monday, dew points still sticking around. We're going to see a lot of humidity even through next week, and this humidity will not leave at least until next Friday as of right now. That's what's being forecasted. So we're going to look at a pretty good chance of storms really at some point over the next 10 to 15 days. You should see something. When will that be? More on that in just a second, because not all of these chances will be widespread. Only a few of them we have a chance for maybe a couple of widespread situations, which most likely will be on Sunday or Monday. All right, let's take a look at the future radar. So we, as I said before, we have a chance for showers and storms as early as tomorrow. On Thursday. So that's just something to keep in mind. We actually have a chance for some passing showers in Oklahoma during the late portions Wednesday into Thursday morning. But again, the best chance for any sort of showers and storms, at least through Thursday, will be on Thursday. You can see this is on Thursday. Chance for some showers and storms developing during the late afternoon and early evening hours across portions of the eastern portions of the Panhandle of Texas as well as western Oklahoma, and these will eventually move out to the east. Severe weather not really expected with this. I can't rule out maybe a marginally severe storm. There's a marginal risk of severe weather currently in place across southwestern Oklahoma and as far as northern North Texas, but at this point it's not too much of a concern to me. I would expect any threats to be just some quarter-sized hail and maybe damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So make sure you take your proper precautions, but other than that, these storms will move through during the late portions Thursday. They will fizzle out before they reach anywhere like DFW or Oklahoma City, again due to the daylight heating expiring there. So you can see this is the severe weather potential for Thursday, and again that's a pretty low end chance. I mean, far southern Kansas as well as western central Oklahoma as well as northern Texas is included in this, but again it's not much of a concern to me. I would expect again only the threats being maybe quarter-sized hail and damaging wind gusts maybe up to 60 miles per hour out of an isolated storm or two. It will not be a widespread threat. Friday, we're gonna have a much better chance of severe weather though. You can see there's a slight risk of severe weather. Now this is a bit of a larger area than what was originally issued yesterday. You can see there's a slight risk of severe weather across southeastern Nebraska, western Missouri, eastern portions of Kansas, central eastern portions of Oklahoma, and far northern DFW and North Texas has that potential for some severe weather. All modes of severe weather, again, possible. I would expect the worst threats, though, to probably be in this area here. If there was to be an enhanced risk, it would probably be right about here because of the low-level jet being the strongest there, and as well as all the ingredients mostly coming into play in that specific area. So again, southeastern Kansas and as well as northern and northern central Oklahoma as well has that potential for all modes of severe weather. But again, there might be severe weather outside of that area I just circled. Again, there's a slight risk of severe weather, including many other states. So there's a chance of severe weather all across the board, but I would expect the worst threat again to be in that area. All right, instability. This is a big thing that we have to look at going into Friday, because we're gonna have a high amount of instability. The big question mark is there will be a temperature inversion most likely throughout the day. So if the cap is able to break, we will likely see a pretty good chance of some severe storms really anywhere across the southern plains. Now, again, will the cap break is the big question. It looks like for the most part we won't see that in North Texas. Now, it could change, so stay tuned. We might see something, but at this point, as of right now, I'm only forecasting about a 15% chance of showers and storms in anywhere North Texas heading into Friday. So it's a fairly low end risk at this point. But you can see instability values again up to 3,500 joules per kilogram, which is again a very large amount of instability that we're looking at across the southern and central plains. Again, Kansas actually being now the hot spot in the latest runs on the computer models, but closer to Oklahoma still 3,000 joules per kilogram. That is plenty of instability. And even North Texas, we're talking about 2,500 joules per kilogram, which is again a fairly high value, and it's pretty common for this time of the year when we see these sort of events. Now, heading through the next several days, we'll start to see instability pretty low on Saturday, but Sunday will start to rise again. This might prompt maybe a little bit more severe weather on Sunday. Now, Sunday will probably just be maybe some damaging winds. That's my only concern as of right now on Sunday. Again, maybe something might change, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty widespread rain event, so I'm not too concerned about severe weather then. Monday, look at how high these instability values are forecasted. As high as 4,500 joules per kilogram. That is extremely high. And I don't know if this will exactly happen, but even just seeing this on like computer models 150 hours out is still pretty crazy. So there's a chance maybe for some severe storms on Monday. As of right now, it looks like a cap will be strong enough to prevent any of that, but more on that pretty soon. It's a little bit too early to forecast that, but you can see instability is going to be pretty high throughout the week. And eventually, I mean, we're not really going to see instability really drop off, it looks like, until maybe the second week of May. So it's going to be pretty active, it looks like, next week. First week of May might be the most active week of the year. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you have a plan in place. Make sure, again, we're ready for the severe weather season ahead. Heading into Friday, again, the low-level jet will be strong across the southern plains. Let's go back to Friday, and this during the afternoon and evening hours. You can see this is probably right about 7 p.m. on Friday. Strongest low-level jet really focused in southern and southeastern Kansas, and as well as a good portion of Oklahoma. You can see maybe northern and northern central Oklahoma is looking at 50 to 55 knots of low-level shear. So that's just something to keep in mind. The low-level jet showing a lot of stronger winds in that sector. So it's really going to be something to watch very closely, because this looks like it'll be the hot spot, really, central and northern Oklahoma, as well as even portions of far north Texas. I mean, we're looking at knot values as high as 35 to 40. So it's still plenty, but it's obviously looks like the highest probability of, again, maybe a tornado or two will likely be in central northern Oklahoma and as far southern Kansas. So that's just gonna be something to monitor. Again, the level of jet might increase heading into Sunday. That's why there might be a chance for some severe weather. We'll watch this pretty closely, but again, it does not look like it is too concerning yet, but we'll have to watch it again closely for you. Heading into Wednesday and Thursday of next week, again, the low level jet doesn't really increase a whole lot, maybe up until next Thursday or Friday. So severe weather chances next week seem to be fairly low, other than maybe Sunday into Monday. Let's take a look at the next several days in terms of showers and storms. So Friday, there's a chance for a few cells to develop, again, primarily across Oklahoma and Kansas, but might be a couple in North Texas. Watch that pretty closely for you. Again, severe weather possible with that. Saturday, I would expect most rain activity to be south in southern Texas as well as central Texas. Not really much of a concern for northern Texas. By late Sunday into Monday, we're looking at a low pressure system building in off to our west that could bring a lot of rain to our region. Now, this is still a bit of a question mark. We'll have to see what happens over the next couple of days, but if we see this, beneficial rain, but it could bring some severe weather, so just keep that in mind. But again, a lot of rain probably going to come out of that if it does happen. Tuesday, it looks like we should start to see some more showers and storms. Going to Wednesday, another low-end chance of some showers and storms coming from the north to south. That would likely be, if anything, maybe some damaging wind gusts out of that, so something else to watch there. Eventually, by Thursday, another little chance back out to our west of some showers and storms, especially across, western Texas. By Friday, maybe some storms entering our region. That would likely be a line of storms that's fairly, probably going to be weakening out as we go throughout the, early morning, if that was to happen. But obviously, we're starting to get to the 200-hour range, so it's pretty far out at this point. But that's what we're currently looking at in terms of severe weather and as well as the rain over the next several days. Again, make sure to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter as well. We're on Twitter now at official NTXWC. Forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, Birdie's Pro Turf, and All Dents Repair.